Battle through the firmament. Great world. Chapter 477. Goodbye Xiaoyi. Where are you going next? After regaining his senses, Xiaoyan looked at Yan Jin and asked tentatively. With this little strength, how can we go anywhere? Lei Ying and I have already thought about it. We will find a sect to join after we go out. Once we have a certain amount of strength, we will come out and explore the world. Yan Jin shook his head and said in a helpless tone. They also knew the classification of realms in the big world. In the fighting Daoqi continent, the fighting monarch was considered one of the top existences. They had actually become the lowest kind of people in this place. This was a huge contrast. At first, the two of them found it hard to accept. Fortunately, both of them were the leaders of the same clan. Their temperament far exceeded ordinary people, and in the end, they accepted this cruel reality. Why don't join the academy? The sect is the same as the academy, it's a place to increase one's strength. Furthermore, where is Zhu-kun and my father? If you two go, you can also take care of each other. Xiaoyan smiled and looked at the two of them. He couldn't help but laugh in his heart. Most of the people who joined the Yunlo Academy were young men. Although their constitution had been purified by the origin monarch Qi once, they looked much younger than before. When they were in the fighting Daoqi continent, they had used the secret arts to nurture their youth, making them look even younger now. However, in their hearts, they were still old monsters who had lived for more than 1,000 years. They didn't know if they could adapt to the life in the academy. Guyuan and Zhu-kun, both of their eyes lit up when they heard this. They pondered for a moment before agreeing emotionally. Creak. Just as the three of them were talking, the door of the courtyard was opened once again. Xiao Ling gently walked in and looked at Xiaoyan with her beautiful eyes. Her voice was hollow as she said, "Xiaoyan, the Great Elder wants you to go over." Xiaoyan nodded when he heard her. He got up and said goodbye to Yan Jin and Lei Ying before following Xiao Ling out of the courtyard. The two of them stood up from the stone bench and watched Xiaoyan and Xiao Ling leave. Yan Jin suddenly let out a long sigh and slowly said, "Can you sense Xiaoyan's current strength?" Difficult. Lei Ying did not think about it when he heard that and directly shook his head. In his senses, Xiaoyan's strength was as deep and powerful as a mountain. His tiny bit of strength was like a star in the universe, nothing in front of him. I never thought that there would be so many realms above the fighting monarch. After working hard for my entire life, if I want to reach that supreme level, in the end, I still have to start from the lowest level. I can't accept it. Yan Jin let out a long sigh. He looked at the sky, and his eyes were filled with confusion. I am a little interested in what Xiaoyan said. The Xiao clan has such a powerful force in the great world. I wonder where the ancestors of the Lei clan are. When I have the strength, I will go and see for myself. Lei Ying crossed his arms across his chest and spoke in a heroic manner. After following Xiao Ling, they arrived at a remote mansion in Xiao City in just a short period of time. Although it was remote, it did not lose its graceful and grand atmosphere. Along the way, they relied on the sharp soul energy. Xiaoyan was able to clearly sense many hidden and obscure gazes sweeping past him, and he raised his head to look. However, he couldn't see a single person. He had to admit that the security work of Xiao clan was indeed flawless. The Great Elder is inside. He has been waiting for you for a long time. Xiao Ling's beautiful eyes were smiling as she brought Xiaoyan into the mansion. In the huge courtyard, there were small bridges and flowing water. There were pavilions and pavilions all over the place. The flowing water was gurgling and the flowers were blooming. Giant trees covered the entire courtyard in a shade of green. It was like a courtyard in the mortal world, filled with a unique beauty. After sending Xiaoyan in, Xiao Ling curled her lips and left. The Great Elder had prohibited her from entering, which made her extremely annoyed. As soon as they entered the mansion, Xiaoyan saw a young man who was fishing by a lake not far away. The young man's back looked familiar. "Grandpa, brother, Xiaoyan is here." As Xiao Ling walked, An ethereal voice sounded throughout the courtyard. I saw him a long time ago. As Xiao Ling's voice faded, a clear laughter was heard from the sky. After that, the great elder of Xiao clan leisurely descended from a huge tree. Xiaoyan squinted his eyes and looked over. On top of the huge tree, there was actually a large bamboo chair on top of the tree. This great elder really knew how to enjoy himself. Great elder, your leisure is truly enviable. The former had safely brought Yan Jin and Lei Ying to Xiao clan. Based on this point, Xiaoyan wouldn't be as reckless as before. He said with a smile, "What kind of leisure is this? It can't be compared to you two." The great elder was still as talkative as before. He was hale and hearty. He waved his hand and said with a smile, "I asked you to come this time. First, your two companions have come. Secondly, it's the 4 academies competition." The great elder narrowed his eyes. His gaze was deep. "The sacred magazine has told me the result of the 4 academies competition, but you have to tell me the details of the competition. According to the report of the sect elders of the Xiao clan, this competition is very unusual." Xiaoyan nodded. He didn't try to hide anything from them. He told them everything about Yav Mu, including the Dharma idol of the domain lord that he had seen in the forbidden area. He only told them about the descending of stars. Yav Mu, I never thought that this guy would come out in this competition. After listening to Xiaoyan's story, the great elder's facial expression changed. He gritted his teeth and said, "There were 9 disciples of the soul demon, and every single one of them was a ferocious person. Only God knew what he would do if he let this guy escape this time. However, your performance is indeed not bad. You actually defeated Kang Feng with just the strength of a monarch emperor. I also know that Kang Feng is the young master of the Kang family. His status is much higher than Xiaoyi's." The great elder changed the topic and smiled with relief. After that, he looked at the young man who was fishing quietly by the lake. Crack. As he spoke, the young man in the distance put away his fishing rod and slowly got up. Then, he turned around and walked over with a lowered gaze. If it wasn't for the Monarch Flame Rebellion, he would have been able to participate in the 4 academies competition with all of you. Now, it seems like there is no hope anymore. The great elder smiled helplessly and shrugged his shoulders. Xiaoyan only gave a non-committal smile. Xiaoyi's performance in the academy was still vivid in his mind. Whether it was him or Zhu Tianhou, that unscrupulous attitude made Xiaoyan feel disgusted. "Grandpa, I want to talk to Xiaoyan in private." Xiaoyi walked forward and looked at the great elder with an expressionless face. Looking at Xiaoyan and Xiaoyi, the great elder gently stroked his beard and nodded his head. Then, he took a slight step forward. His body had already disappeared from where he stood. "What is it?" Facing Xiaoyi alone, Xiaoyan did not need to pretend to be happy. He crossed his arms over his chest and said faintly, "Nothing, I just want to say thank you." Xiaoyi looked at Xiaoyan with a calm gaze. "Thank me? Why?" Xiaoyan was stunned and asked curiously. "You are the final victor of the 4 academies competition. Because of you, the reputation of the Xiao clan has been spread. In the entire star domain, many major powers have already known that there is an outstanding disciple of the Xiao clan who will represent the Yunlo Academy and defeat the most outstanding descendant of the Kang family, Kang Feng." As he spoke, Xiaoyi's face twitched slightly. A trace of unwillingness flashed across his eyes, but in the end, he still smiled indifferently. "Xiao clan? Are you kidding me? When did I become a member of the Xiao clan in the Great World?" Xiaoyan raised his eyebrows. Back then, under the Great Elder's persuasion, he had admitted the relationship between the Xiao clan of Fighting Dao Qi Continent and the Xiao clan of Great World, but this didn't mean that he was a disciple of the Xiao clan of Great World. You can say whatever you want. In any case, the influence of the Xiao clan has been raised by many major powers. Xiaoyi didn't explain further when he heard this. His voice was flat. There are 4 major families in the star field. The Xiao clan's status is in imminent danger. The Thunder Cloud clan is constantly thinking of replacing them. I have entered the Yunlo Academy and have been cultivating day and night. I want to crush all the gossip in the 4 academies competition so that no one will look down on the CO clan anymore. Xiao Yi said. His facial expression suddenly became ferocious. He roared, in order to not let everyone look down on me, I will try my best to increase my strength. But I really can't catch up with Yu Yang and Lin Dao's strength. Finally, he noticed Zhu Tianhou. If he could obtain Zhu Tianhou's physique, if I absorb the monic flame in my clan, my strength will definitely soar. He might even be able to break through to the Emperor cultivation. At that time, he would definitely be able to defeat everyone in the 4 academies competition. Xiao Yi took a deep breath and said, but the monic flame in the family rebelled in advance. I can't do anything about it. Xiaoyan quietly listened to Xiao Yi's words. He looked at the latter coldly. It was a long while later before he sighed. He felt some sympathy for Xiao Yi for a moment. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.